welcome. This is Joey Two Wallets, and today I'm not gonna be alone. Today I'm gonna have my brother from another mother, co-owner of Sports Daddy TV, the man, the myth, the creator of Raina Rewind, my man, Big Chief Daniel Raina. How you doing, bro?
What up, man? What up?
I'm doing good. Turn up my
I'm
volume a little
doing
bit. Let
great.
me go ahead and roll the
Oh
window, put
man,
on the AC.
I'm doing good now. Love the news I just heard.
Oh yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with that. So your man got a 1 year extension on that contract, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's all incentives. It's all incentives based.
Okay.
He'll be ready to go against a great Jacksonville Jaguar team that looked really well uh, against a Colt team that did pretty good as well. So, but I said that on a bunch of TikTok lives I was joining that people are asking me, aren't you know, aren't you worried because you don't have a receiver? And I said, no. I said, I'm more worried that towards the end of that game, you saw the offensive line, which is one of the best offensive lines the Lions have. I'm not taking anything from them. It's just they started pushing and making holes and putting the defensive line back on their feet towards the end of that game. That if Chris Jones is there, maybe that doesn't happen in the end of the game. Now, I mean, I said this to you offline that this is an overrated preseason game because these guys don't play in the preseason anymore. It's like, why have them if they're not going to take it serious? And I think you saw that. I think back to back week ones and back to back years that this the play itself, minus a couple games, have been not hasn't been that great. But yeah, I'm not worried about Tony dropping the ball. Yeah, I was mad he dropped that ball. I mean, if he catches that ball, we kick a field goal and probably win that game. But I mean, a lot of guys underperformed. We missing people like Juju. We're missing people, but we miss Chris Jones because Chris Jones is like the captain of that defense. I think. I mean, he'll help with those young guys. Not saying that the defense didn't play bad. I mean, they only gave up 14 points to Detroit, so it's not like they were like a lot. You know, they didn't give up a lot. It was just 14 points. So, anyway.
Well, um, Chris Jones is back. I'll say this much: if Kelsey is healthy and Chris Jones play that first game, I honestly don't think Kansas City loses that first game. I just think the game plan would have been different. I think Detroit wouldn't have been as of aggressive on the run as they were, and and literally I only saw maybe about 10 minutes of the game because I was at work. But I sit down and I see the pick six. So, like I said, I don't think a lot of those little things happen if Kelsey's in the game and Chris Jones is on the field.
Well, okay, look. The Chiefs were 0 for 7 on third down. Okay. I believe in this game. And without his favorite go-to guy on third down. But that's not even the key play. The key play is look, the Lions went for it on 4th and 2, didn't get it, and gave Patrick Mahomes the ball with about 2:20 left on his own 40, down 1. Okay, I think it was 2nd down when he hit Kadarius Toney wide open, who would have been probably got tackled probably around the 30-yard line because I think he had about 10 more yards after that, and he literally just dropped the ball. Nobody was around him, and he dropped the ball. If he catches that ball in that play, we're going to win the game because Detroit has to call their timeouts. And next thing you know, we're going to probably put Harrison Buckner going to come on there, kick a field goal, bam, bam, we win 23-21. Came out there and say, okay, we have a lot of things to cover, but we won without our two best players. That's how I look at it. We're not. Oh, the worst thing that's ever happened to me yesterday, thanks to the Chargers. Russ being Russell Wilson. Because now I have to hear the Raiders, and the Raiders are okay. Well, guess what? You can have your first pick in week 1.
You know why I'm happy? Well, you know why I'm happy for the Raiders. I love Jimmy G. I always have loved Jimmy G. So that being said, I mean, we can skip all that. Jimmy G won, Russell Wilson won,
Russell
and
Wilson
Ryan
didn't
Tannehill
win.
needs to get cut. That's just how I feel about my guys this weekend.
Russell Wilson didn't win. He lost. He played the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody's sleeping on the Raiders. Out of all the teams I watched in preseason, the team that looked the most together just happened to be those Raiders that you guys keep dropping. Don't be just look. They're 1-0.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if they're 2-0.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if they're 3-0. Don't be surprised if they get an upset and go 4-0. Don't be surprised if they go 5-0. And the next thing you know, they're like, wait, they're still on top of the division? Just don't be surprised. We have to understand now, Jimmy G and Tua are in the same exact conversation. I wonder what would happen to these two guys if they stayed healthy.
But did you see what happened to Jimmy G the second play of the game?
Yeah. I've heard nothing about the injury report.
Got his brain swallowed. He went back in, but he got hit hard.
Yeah, he got hit hard, but I haven't heard nothing.
So wait a minute, hold on. So you're saying that they're gonna go how many games in a row?
As long as Jimmy G stays healthy.
Have you seen their schedule?
Look, I remember.
Wait. Have you seen their schedule? Do you know who they? Do you know who they have?
No, I have not looked at their schedule.
Do you know who they have coming up? Okay,
just like I am with my Titans.
Okay, one game at a time. Do you know who they're playing next week?
Who they got next week? Week 2.
Week 2. They got to go to New York.
Which one?
But not Jersey. They got to go to the team that plays in New York and not plays in New Jersey. You're calling and saying that they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills. Let me hear it. They're going to beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I know Buffalo's coming off a short week because they play tonight. But in Buffalo, the Las Vegas Raiders and Jimmy G.
Hold on. You want me to pick next week games when this week's not in it? We'll get into that discussion later in the week.
You just
said, we'll get to that discussion later in the week.
You just said that don't be surprised if the
That's
Raiders
what I said. Don't be surprised. Right now, I'm not picking anything. That's what I said. Right now, I'm not picking anything. Right now.
Look, man, as my man Woody Page says, you got to look at the schedule.
I will look at the schedule. And when I make my picks, don't be surprised. But saying that, who do you got for tonight?
The Jets.
You got the Jets.
Yeah.
And they're where?
In New York, New Jersey. MetLife.
They're in New Jersey.
It's raining. It's cold.
And it's raining. Okay, just hang with me here. You're going to pick Aaron Rodgers, young wide receivers, not a good offensive line, no good tight ends that he's used to relying on.
But they got a defense.
You didn't even think about it. You're like, the Jets.
They got a defense.
They got a defense.
Q will have at least 3 sacks.
Who?
Q is going to have 3 sacks. Sauce Gardner will have at least, I'll say, 1 pick. Their defense is legit.
Okay.
Their defense was great last year. They won 7
I
games
love
with
how
Zach Wilson. They
You know
won
what?
7
You're
games with
never
Zach
gonna,
Wilson.
never are you ever again gonna hear me say last year. This is a completely different roster, completely different quarterback with new running back, new defensive players.
They got better.
They're not returning all 11 stars.
They got better. They got better.
You're saying, okay, so you think the Jets got better because of Aaron Rodgers?
They're Aaron Rodgers. They got Dalvin Cook. Okay. Bryce Hall.
Dalvin Cook, who's not going to be the full-time starting running back. That guy?
He's going to get majority of the carries right now because they're going to, just like Adam Schefter said this morning, they're going to go very slow with Bryce Hall. He's the man. He's his team as far as his running back goes, but they're not going to throw him out there right away. That's why they went.
Okay, so you're going to say that. So you're also telling me that the Baltimore Ravens are going to go hire Fournette, right?
No, they might go get Hunt.
So they just lost their running back for the season. So they're just going to pick their eye off the street and everything is going to be okay?
Well, they have Hill right now. So you just, little by little, you just start off. But look, the Baltimore Ravens is different. It's how Lamar Jackson goes.
Another day. But right now, I'm telling you right now, the Buffalo Bills are going to win 31-21. And it's going to be that simple.
28-24 Jets.
21.
28-24 Jets.
28-24 Jets?
Yeah, you want to put a 6-pack?
Okay, we're going to start off like this. Okay. So what's a 6-pack? Like $8?
Something like that.
We'll just say $10 to be even, right? So this is a $10 bet on Monday Night Football.
Game week 1.
Straight up, no points, right?
Nope. It's only 2. It's a 2 point. It's a 2 point.
$10.
$10.
$10.
Look.
If Big Boy was here, I would say green lighting because you're gonna bet on a guy who hasn't thrown for a 300-yard game in over a season and a half.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to put up points to beat the Buffalo Bills, and it doesn't even matter that Von Miller is not there. Aaron Rodgers may or may not throw an interception.
Do you know what today is?
9/11.
Do you know where they're at? Do you know who?
Are they in New Jersey?
Do you know who stunk up the field last night?
The New York Football Giants.
Correct. Do you think that ain't happening 2 nights in a row?
Football?
I understand they're the real New York team. I get it. I get they're upper town New York, but when you think of New York, you think of 2 football teams, even if they don't.
No, when you think of New York, you think of the Giants. Don't nobody think of the Jets. Don't nobody want to think about the Jets. Yes, and just because he went from green and gold to green and white does not mean that Aaron Rodgers with young wide receivers and no chemistry is going to be any better. I'm sorry.
Watch Garrett Wilson tear it up tonight. Oh, you
mean that guy you put on your fantasy?
What? Because you won't, because you'll be working. But I'll let you know. Okay. Hey, look. I know we didn't do our division winners. I know we haven't done that in a long time. But I like the Jets to win this division. I like the Jets, then the Bills. Jets versus then the Bills will finish second.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, did you not last season? Yesterday, did you see the Miami Dolphins?
I saw the Miami Dolphins. I don't believe in the Miami Dolphins. Their quarterback got to stay healthy.
Facts. Okay. Now, did you see the other team in the division that you're completely ignoring?
The Eagles?
Wow.
Not the Eagles.
Wow. Okay. We're throwing shade. Hold on. I'm about to drive through the shade. Hold on. I'm about to drive through some more shade. Okay. So, you're just going to completely whiff on New England. You're just gonna act like they're done. They're the worst team in that division. Is that what you're
Oh.
telling me?
I'm saying it's going to be a great division. However, okay, I don't see Tua finishing a season. I'm sorry. I think he's gonna get hurt. Okay. I know they have weapons, and I know they missed Armstrong, and I know Miami's going great. But but I don't think he's gonna be there all year. I think he's gonna be hurt. They played a Charger team that
I perfectly agree with you. And I'm with you 100%. And we can go by the numbers.
Right. And there's
how many years?
Hold on.
No, that's what I agree with you.
Hold on. Okay.
How many years have we watched Tua and Tua get hurt?
Since the game in the league.
100% of the time.
Okay. I'm just saying that they played a Charger team that won't win because of their head coach.
Oh, I already told you about Staley. He's the other guy on my should have been fired list.
Right. Just like Stephen A. said that this morning. Brandon Staley should have been fired before he got on the plane. He would have been flying coach.
You know who would have been good coaching the Chargers? Their offensive coordinator.
Could have been. But anyways.
Kellen Moore should be the coach. I'm saying it right now. If they lose another game like that, with that defense and how much they paid for it.
Defense was optional in that Miami game.
Okay, but I'll put it this way.
From both teams.
Week 12, Staley's getting fired. Can I call it now?
Sure.
I'll call it now. Week 12. He's not going to get the same. He's not going to get the same respect that Marty Schottenheimer got and waited for the end of the season.
Okay.
Staley's going to get fired. Now look, the Cincinnati Bengals just did something they've never done. They paid that quarterback more than anybody else. That coach is going to get fired too.
Well, guess what? They also signed a left tackle who can't block a paper bag. And I know he wanted to.
Yeah, didn't they sign your tackle?
And go ahead. That's fine. And what happened yesterday? Myles Garrett ate him up like there's no tomorrow and got to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow got benched. Don't give me this though. They took him out because of the score. That dude got benched. All right. You can say whatever you want. The dude got benched because Deshaun Watson played to finish the game. And they were winning big. And why would you keep your receiver, your quarterback that was actually winning the game in there in the blowout? No, Joe Burrow got benched. And what happens when you sign big contracts? Normally, you don't do well. And then on a side note, and I'm talking. I don't normally talk. I normally don't talk, but I heard a lot of stuff after Thursday night's game last week, especially from the Bengals and the whole extra down and all the yada 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 yada. And I'm tired of the Bengal fans. So, yeah.
And on a side note, for StreamYard, I'm going to upgrade it so that way we can add more than just more than 3 sites. So
yes,
we need to figure that out together too.
Yeah. But
because it's time for us to be prime time as opposed to going on.
Well, yeah. I got a couple things in the works. Like I said, Random Rewind. Kicked it off with Doubted Daddy picks. Probably do that every week, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do a Random Rewind show breakdown. And I'm also in the mix of trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch games on TikTok, not on TikTok, on Twitch with Random Rewind. We're gonna watch the game together. Probably this week I will do the Jacksonville Kansas City game, but I don't know because I get so riled up. Might not be good, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do watch along. That's my thing. I think. But
have you tried like calling a game for just a quarter, and then just recording yourself and then like putting it out there?
I could. I did. Like I said, I have a highlight. I did highlights. I did a whole breakdown of a highlight.
Yeah, I remember the homework assignment you did. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, have you done it and then like showed it to the world?
No, not yet. I got some stuff
Because
out
it's funny, because after you showed me that, I was like, man, that's a great idea. Maybe I should try and do that, but I want to talk to you about it first. Maybe we should like take a fourth quarter and just go and just like clown everything we see. Talking about the game is, that's boring. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody who watches football knows a little bit enough about football for us to kind of regurgitate back to them what's going on. But if
there.
we
No,
go on to do like what Chris Collinsworth does, which is know nothing really about football, just kind of jokes around the whole time, dude, that's kind of entertaining.
I can't say. Well, then there's the guy. But look, I like this comment right here. It says another loss for KC coming to Jacksonville. We'll see.
Oh boy.
No word. The dude is a Lions fan, and he won a Super Bowl this past week, so he's good. He won the big game. He beat the defending champs that weren't 100%. Whatever. He won. His offense did great. 14 points. We're gonna get our
those that are just keying in.
We're gonna get our horses back. We just signed Chris Jones. He's gonna be playing on Sunday, and no word on Travis Kelce yet, but it's Monday, so most likely won't know about him till about Thursday.
I mean, it's not high alert anymore, but Chris Jones is back in the building, as my boy just said. As you see, he's got the Kansas City gear on. I am happy to say that this will definitely be the last.
The last of what? You broke up a little bit.
I know he's going to have a couple of wow games this season, but
who's going to have a couple?
I have spoken to enough Tennessee Titan fans. As much as they were done with Will Downing as the offensive coordinator, I believe we're all now finally done, especially with the two quarterbacks that we have sitting behind him. I called one maybe Michael Vick, and the other one I was a fan of in Kentucky. So I'm going to be patient. The only thing I'm kind of curious about is, other than Mike McCluskey, Tennessee has always had a defensive head coach. I'm always the defensive guy first. But I lost my defensive coordinator / assistant head coach to Cleveland. And that was the reason why I picked Cleveland to embarrass Cincinnati week 1. Because Jim don't play.
Well, I just saw Joe Burrow's record in Cleveland is not really great. He's won once.
Okay, I agree. But Joe Burrow has never been that embarrassed by Cleveland. And I'm telling you right now, the corner came out and said, I forget which one he said, we all want to go to the Pro Bowl. That's not that cornerback talking. That's Jim talking. I don't know if y'all remember when Jim Schwartz was the head coach of Detroit Lions. That was the team you never wanted to play. Because on offense and on defense, they were going to be the most physical team, period. And then he got in trouble for being himself, and then he got fired, and then guess what? He went back to being a defense coordinator. And ever since then, every single team he touches, that physicality turns up a whole nother notch. That's why I got Cleveland second in the division and possibly making the playoffs behind the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I do not know about this Joe Burrow. And I definitely agree with you. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be last in the division. Sorry, man. They need a quarterback. The Steelers need a quarterback. They need one bad. If I was them, I would let that kid play the whole season with no problem. And go ahead and get that first pick in the draft. And then go ahead and get that kid from USC. And then Pittsburgh going to have a whole nother problem. If Pittsburgh gets Caleb Williams,
Do you know who just went to third in the depth chart for the draft and for the top 3 draft picks, quarterback wise? You know who went number 3?
who?
Shadir Sanders. He's at number 3.
He's at number 3 on whose depth chart?
Mel Kiper's. Behind Caleb Williamson and May.
Wait, Caleb Williams is number 2?
Number 1.
Oh, okay.
And May's number 2. And Deion Sanders mini primetime is number 3.
Are we talking about May? Wait, May from? Are we talking about May from North Carolina?
Yep.
Nope. Already have notes on that. Stares down receivers too much. Doesn't know how to throw a guy open. Like college quarterback, not NFL prospect for me. I don't see it. I like Nix better than I do May.
Caleb Williams 1. And Drake May 2 as far as quarterback goes.
I don't. I watched that whole game for that reason. Remember, you asked me. I was watching App State, North Carolina. I'm like, no. Like I usually when you see a quarterback, you feel it or you see it. Russell Wilson had it.
Keyword
in
had.
College.
Keyword had.
He had it in college.
Had it in pros.
I'll never forget the infamous you and me watching the draft. Who is Mahomes? I'll never forget that one as long as I live.
I'll say it I'll say it forever. I wanted Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson.
All wanted Deshaun Watson.
But I mean, at the time, I wanted Deshaun Watson. I didn't know who Mahomes was because I followed the Pac-12, which is going to be gone after this year. And how coincidence that all the Pac-12 teams are dominant. Well, we're dominating. I mean, I know SC rolled to Stanford, but I mean, that was head to head. But, you know, UCLA got a quarterback in that kid Moore. He might just win the job now. We'll see how well he does this coming up week. But I like the Pac-12. They're all dominant right now. They're all dominant. And they're beating teams from SECs and Big 12s and Big 10s. They can hang. They're going to hang. I'm going to love it when I want to. Look. As much as, yeah, I root against SC. I don't like USC. But you want your I like my conference. I want the Pac-12 conference to do great. I want us to beat all of those non-conference games and then battle each other out.
All right, what about the rumor? Washington State and Oregon State possibly going to the Mountain West.
Okay. That'll be good. Got to go somewhere.
Right, but, you know, I would love if they got just one more, like, other than Boise State and San Diego State, they get those two teams. If they get that one more team of notoriety, they could actually be a power on the West Coast. I really believe that.
They could. You could also keep the Pac-12 the way it is and bring some of the Mountain West people there and be like, okay, and literally have up the coast from you go from down from San Diego all the way up to Oregon, and every one of those teams with Arizona and Arizona State, and boom, there's your Pacific Conference. You could easily do that. I saw some guy on TikTok.
It's funny. I believe me, I understand why you say that, and I kind of agree, but I will say this much.
I saw a guy on TikTok. I'm gonna look for that video. I saw it on TikTok. The dude fixed the NCAA in a 3-minute video and broke it all the way down, and it was perfect.
Okay, but there's one thing missing from what we're viewing and what people's opinion are. We do understand. Look, Facts are facts. Boise State makes more money in the Mountain West than they would have in the Pac-12.
Okay, but I'm just saying in general.
Washington State and Oregon State are going to make more money in the Mountain West than they do now in the Pac-12. And that whole Apple contract that the Pac-12 was going to get, they lost Arizona State that same day. They lost that contract. They don't have anybody who wants to view the Pac-12 as it stands.
Pac-12 is gone. It's not going to happen anymore.
Right, but that was the last ditch effort to fix it.
Okay, yeah,
but it's gone now.
I understand that, but I'm saying that before all those teams left, now all the teams are left. Why? Because also you don't get any respect out there.
It wasn't about respect. It was all about money. The NIL is really what did it. Everybody's getting paid now.
Right. Everybody's getting paid. I get it. Everybody's getting paid. But the problem is also those games come on very, very late out here. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been watching Colorado game back-to-back weeks. Now, this weekend, that Colorado game starts at 10 o'clock at night here. Who's staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning to watch college football? I mean, granted, I'm my best, but it's very hard to stay up that late.
True.
Okay. To watch a game at 10. Forget the fact that the game tonight's going to start at 8:20. 8:20, you'll be done by 11:30 at least. At 10 o'clock. So that's what I'm saying. These games out here, that's why everybody's leaving, because now you get to play. UCLA gets to go to play teams in Michigan and get that Michigan time frame. How many people actually in Auburn actually stayed up to watch that Auburn-Cal game because it was in Cal? That's a late game out here.
Good point.
10:30? One of the biggest things I miss by coming out here to Florida is that I don't get to see all the games as much as I watch a lot of football and a lot of games. I would watch a heck of a lot more back at home where you're at. But anyway, you better have my $10 because I'm gonna have it. I'll be texting you, or I'll be.
Man, talk about inflation. I never really bet over $2. Now I'm betting 10.
That's right. Hey, who you got in the Super Bowl? Who's the Super Bowl pick? You gotta pick one now.
If I had to pick, look, okay.
Give me come on, everybody's doing week 1 Super Bowl picks. Don't give me Super Bowl pick in week 6. You already know what kind of team. Give me a diehard right now. What's your Super Bowl pick?
If I'm just gonna pull it out of my pocket, right? Like if I just had a paper right here and it had my Super Bowl picks on it, I'm not gonna say the obvious. Let me go ahead and shock the world, right? So
I picked my Super Bowl pick on Daddy Daughter pick.
I was kind of avoiding this question because honestly, I believe both conferences are wide open. I know everybody says Dallas, San Francisco, Philly. I believe Philly's going to be a shell of themselves. They lost their offensive coordinator. I've been on San Francisco for the last 2 years. That's the most obvious pick for me. But I'm not going to pick the AFC because, I'm not going to pick the NFC. That's just.
Pick somebody. Come on. Get off the fence.
49ers, Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Thank you. I got a rematch too.
Who you got?
I got Chiefs and Niners.
Okay, so we both believe in San Francisco.
I think we should have had Chiefs and Niners last year if they had a quarterback. Look, the 49ers offense is great. The 49ers team is great. Now, they didn't play don't buy into what they played against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is horrible. It's a horrible team. They're going to finish under 500 for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career.
Pittsburgh's not a horrible team. They have a horrible quarterback and a great division. That's their problem.
Doesn't matter. Regardless, they're not going to finish under 500 for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career. I'm calling it right now.
No, we're in agreement.
Okay. New York Giants, yeah, they made the playoffs. You want to use the whole thing about last year, but they're not. They didn't pay their running back. Like,
You want to know what's funny? The Giants are going to mess around and win 5 games this year and be out of the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
They just signed all that money to Daniel Jones, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. But that's what I'm trying to say is that
this is where the Arizona Cardinals were geniuses and dumb. They were dumb by selecting the quarterback before they selected Kyler Murray. I forget the kid's name out of UCLA that we all liked.
Yeah.
But
Cade McNown?
No, it wasn't Cade McNown. It was the other kid out of UCLA. Then he went and ended up switching to Miami Dolphins, and then he didn't.
Oh yeah, I know that.
He didn't make it after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were smart enough to say, you know what? We made a mistake by drafting this kid 1 year, and the very next year, they were so bad they were in a position to draft Kyler Murray. Honestly, I like Kyler Murray. I don't love Kyler Murray like that yet because I just don't know. I know he's a gamer. I just don't know how much he loves football. Just as a guy who loves the Titans and the Cardinals, I don't know how much he loves football. Now, I know Ryan Tannehill. I know how much he loves football. I just know that watching him on Sunday, I get tired of looking at the stat line that says 11 for 27, 9 for 21. And this is dating back to last year. And if you look at him this year, it's not any better. And yeah, I know this is week 1, game 1. I know our offensive coordinator is fully dialed in now. He should know the system. We got a wide receiver. Man, we got a wide receiver finally. D-Hop is going to get all that he wants and more as a wide receiver. The problem is we have a tight end. I just hope that he gets enough passes thrown his way for everybody to fear him, to give D-Hop a chance. Because right now, it can't just be D-Hop and King Henry.
Josh Rosen, by the way. That's
Josh Rosen. Thank you.
Look, D-Hop in about week 6 is going to be like, I came here for the money. I came here because I got paid. I came here for the money because he didn't come there to win.
There ought to be a question, where are they now? Where's Josh Rosen?
Yeah, but D-Hop went to Tennessee for the money.
Yeah, and D-Hop caught, I think, 6 or 7 passes yesterday for 45, 53 yards, something like that. They were throwing the ball to him. Ryan Tannehill was throwing him the ball. The problem is Ryan Tannehill's arm, he couldn't get him the ball like that. Yeah, it wasn't. Because believe me, D-Hop was up in the air. If the ball was a little bit higher, not a little bit behind, it seemed like every interception, the ball was underthrown.
Look, man, D-Hop could have taken a pay cut and came down to go down to Mizzou.
Man, why you got to take everybody?
We got the best quarterback in NFL. And
okay, but that no. You can't have everybody.
Why not?
So everybody should go to Dallas because Dallas is where everybody gets the most money?
If you want, it depends on where look. It's not about money. It's about if you want to win. Do you see Tennessee winning the Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
Yeah, all we need is the right quarterback.
So the right quarterback is who?
I don't know who that is right now. I honestly believe
No. If you're not drafting somebody, so you're gonna sign somebody.
If I had to pick
the right quarterback that's playing right now in the NFL, that's free agency, not a draft, not a rookie. Don't be You're not drafting somebody and hoping that they're gonna be the king to the kingdom. You're gonna sign somebody because that's what you said in the next 5 years. So that means you probably need to sign somebody. So you sign somebody as a free agent who's taking you to that promised land to where I was 3 years ago to finally seeing my team win a Super Bowl. Now you've been
Well,
to
now
Super
that
Bowl.
well now that Alex Smith is no longer in the league, right?
Right.
There's 3 quarterbacks that could be on Tennessee, and we'd be a Super Bowl contender just because they're there.
And who are they?
Don't laugh at this first one because you know I don't like them. I just know the way Tennessee works, okay? So I'm going solely on that alone. All right?
Yeah.
So if the Tennessee Titans were to scoop up Kirk Cousins,
Okay.
that would be a Super Bowl team right there.
Okay.
Okay, that's 1.
All right.
2, well, you already knew how much I love Deshaun Watson, so we're not even going to go there.
Okay.
I think Deshaun Watson in that rollout game with King Henry could be transformative in the NFL.
Okay.
Now, the last one is the guy that I was vying for on draft day that the Tennessee Titans just elected not to select. They selected Marcus Mariota instead. If Jameis Winston would find his way to Tennessee,
Yeah.
Tennessee could win it all.
Okay. That's good. Hey, by the way, my other pick was going to be a Super Bowl 4 rematch with the Chiefs and the Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah.
You can't take the other half of balance out of something. You can't take the running game of balance out of Minnesota and assume that Minnesota is going to do the same thing.
I understand. I'm just saying that's what I was thinking about. I mean, I was going with maybe.
All right, I'm about to roll in my office, so I'm done for the day. I will holler at you later, brother.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you got my money ready.
Man, the Jets are not going to win tonight.
Who's that? Jets. Jets. Let me go get my fireman Ed hat down.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good luck with that. All right, this has been an episode of In the Mic with Joey Two Wallets. Big Chief. I'll go ahead and I'll accept that Venmo or that Cash App later. $10.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Late. Let me go ahead and put our ending on.